So, it's the early hours of Sunday morning, and I'm going to have a look at the prediction page of the Manchester United app. You can see that I've scored 70 points so far from that one match. So I'm going to start with the correct score. My feeling about this match is it's going to be an absolute thrashing for Southampton. If you remember, we had the 9-1, was it? And that was actually the second time in 2 seasons that they'd had 9 scored against them in one game. I don't think we're going to have a result quite like that, but I'm going to give them 1, and I'm going to say United will score. Oh, there's a fly. I'm going to give them 6. And now I'm going to go around this way. First scorer. Actually, no, that doesn't make much sense. What makes more sense is to do the lineup first. "90 minutes before kickoff." Well, I'm currently about 10 hours before kickoff. I think for now he's going to persist with the 4-2-3-1. I think De Gea has to stay in goal. Maguire speaks for himself. "Hello, I'm Maguire." Lucerto, sure loss. I think they need to give him a better nickname. And the Spider, Wan-Bissaka. That's my favourite nickname of the group. Now, everybody's wondering, will Ollie go with Varane? And I'm in a real 50-50 on this one. I think he doesn't want to destroy Victor Lindelof's confidence by just immediately dropping him. But centre-backs aren't like the forward positions where you can bring them on for 20 minutes. They're either on or they're not. So he's not just going to sit there waiting for one of Lindelof or Maguire to get injured. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure from above to play Varane. And Ollie's been riding his luck of late with a 3-year contract. So where is Mr. Varane? Oh no. That was rather suspicious, I thought. Now everybody's expecting Scott McTodd. But this is another one that you could call a bone of contention. I think he's going to chicken out and just go with Fred. The Bruno is unquestionable. I never find it though, because it's Fernandez and I think of him as Bruno. Then over on the left, because Rashford's still out, I think Pogba's going to continue in that vein. Over this side, I think he's going to go with Jadon Sancho. And the lone striker, Greenwood. Now there's some talk about if Cavani might play, but I think he may well do, but not as one of the starting lineup. So, Varane or Lindelof, Fred or Van der Beek. Yeah, on Van der Beek. I do think Donny van der Beek is part of the master plan of Ollie. But I think that he doesn't like him in a 4-2-3-1. And it's not time yet for the 4-3-3. I think we've got to wait to let Varane get bedded in. Whether we will also wait until Rashford's back before we go with the three up front. But I'm expecting to see a lot more of Van der Beek, even if he's only filling in for Fernandes or Pogba, because he'll be covering two players. So now we get to the first scorer, and to me the choice is clear. There can only be one option. Own goal. No. Oh, I was tempted though. Sancho. I was going to put Greenwood, but you know what? I like the idea of Sancho. He wants to mark his first full game. Wait a minute. No, yeah, he played the full game last week. I don't remember if he played or not. Well, anyway, I think he's good for a goal. And I think I might be tempting fate with one or the other. But I'm going to go with Greenwood for the first scorer. And for the man of the match, I thought Pogba was hard done by to not get man of the match last week. And I think he's on a fine vein of form at the moment. So I'm going to give Pogba my prediction. So I'm going to stop recording now and look forward to the kickoff. So now to the post-match analysis. The United lineup starting from the back. We have De Gea, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. The defensive lineup of most of last season. Then in midfield, I think everybody was probably a bit surprised at the inclusion of Fred, but not of McTominay. It seems that the old McFred is intended to be a thing of the past now in order to move to a 4-3-3. But if you're going to choose one or the other, then surely McTominay is proving to be a much stronger force in the centre of the field. Matic, for me, very underwhelming in this match. Fred may have had responsibility for the own goal, but I don't think there was much he could have done about that. But I just didn't rate him at all in this match, and it was just such a contrast to the previous match. where his fantastic efforts were rewarded with a goal. Apparently he's scored now in his last 3 matches. One in a friendly, one against Leeds, and now one against his own team. Pogba, Bruno and Greenwood. A little bit disappointing again there, because I thought the idea was that Greenwood's going to be the lone striker. So Martial should have gone over to the left. I think Martial had his chance to claim the number 9, and when Cavani arrived on a free, instead of puffing up his chest and saying, no, I'm the number 9 here, you're going to have to wait, he completely folded. If you remember, he got himself sent off in the match that Tottenham thrashed United at the start of last season, and his season never really got going after that. But maybe this was one last opportunity for Martial before the decision is made on whether he's really needed for the long-term plans. We can also see from this graphic that both Pogba and Bruno got yellow cards, which to me is a big sign of how frustrating the game was for the United attack. So to compare that with the predictions, you see my prediction, if you remember, was 6-1. I thought that United were going to continue a fantastic start to the season. I thought that they were going to not hand them their arses the way that they did the previous year, but certainly to get at least a few goals up on the score sheet. My lineups, I scored 50 points because I got 8 out of 11. I thought that they were going to give Varane a chance, and not because I thought Solskjaer would necessarily want to. I think he knows Maguire and Lindelof and trusts them more than a lot of the fan base do. But I thought that it might have been almost like a contractual obligation that he's going to have to play the most famous signing of the season. So yeah, as you can see, my midfield of McTominay and Fred didn't have McTominay, and I think if it had done, it would have worked much better. And I thought Sancho was ready to start now as well. I like this lineup a lot better than the one that we ended up with. You could say, well, what about Martial? Well, I think in this particular lineup, if you felt that Varane wasn't ready, then Lindelof doesn't make any difference. Maybe McTominay wasn't 100% and he didn't feel he was capable of playing 90 minutes, I don't know. But if you're not ready yet to give Sancho a chance and you think that Martial can do something, then play him on the left, where he always used to play. He decided he wanted to be the lone striker, and after Lukaku left, there was nobody else there to do that. And it seemed to me like he felt threatened by the arrival of Cavani, and where Shaw and Telles have, where Telles has given Shaw a boost by giving him some competition for places. Martial didn't like having competition for the place. He wanted to be the only choice for the number 9. And I think if Greenwood carries on the way that he is, and you could see such a difference in the second half after Greenwood moved to the middle, that Greenwood is the obvious choice to be the lone striker. If we continue to play a lone striker, I would like to see some time in the future a return to the double strikers like York and Cole. Imagine Rashford and Greenwood as that new double attack. My man of the match did not bear fruit. I predicted Pogba, and the man of the match was Greenwood. To me, that is a very fair assessment of the match. I thought neither Pogba nor Bruno had their usual legendary type of game. And you can see that I've picked up a healthy 20 points by predicting Greenwood. If you remember in the previous part of the video, I was not sure about Greenwood or Sancho as first scorer, and I actually changed my mind and put it to Greenwood. I changed my mind and put it to Greenwood, and I think that, as you can see, turned out to be the right choice. So I wanted to show the highlights of the match in these videos, but in the first FAM video, which you can watch here if you've not already seen it, the copyright police kicked my door in before the video had even finished uploading, because I'd used footage of the match. I thought that by reducing it to a small part of the screen that would have been enough to say that it was for fair use, but it wasn't, and so I won't be able to show you the highlights, I'm afraid. But there weren't really any, were there? My overall thoughts are that this might have been Martial's last ever 58 minutes in a United shirt, and possibly Lingard when he came on as well. I think that Ollie knows that he's had as much help from the board as he's going to get. They were desperate for a PR turnaround, but at the end of the day, they want their fat capitalist cash, and spending too much on players is not part of the business plan. But I'm going to see now what would have happened if I'd have been the manager. I suspect I might be able to get a better result, but we'll have to watch and find out. So I've changed my setup a little bit, and now I'll be looking in this direction at the screen. You won't notice any difference unless you're very astute and you realise that now this is my left hand, not this one. But I'm going to cut round here anyway where the microphone goes, so you won't see my hand if it's here. Oh no, where's my hand? Anyway, wait, what have I done there? Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Okay, so I've set up Southampton with the lineup that they had, and now I've got my lineup, which I'm going to show you right now. I've gone with Greenwood up front. Martial still gets a run out, but he goes back to his original left wing, which he seemed like he didn't really like very much, but at the end of the day, if he's not going to play there, then he needs to move on. Sancho, because I think he's ready. Fernandes and Pogba forming the roaming Mets and Fletsons. What's that word? I never remember that. Oh, it's Italian, so Mezzizis. You know, the ones that are like the traditional number 10. So there's two number 10s, or one number 20 if you want to call it that way. And I think Scott McTominay can do more than ample job if he's got Maguire and Varane. Now, at the end of the Leeds game, I was given a false hope for Victor Lindelof, because I thought, hey, maybe he's doing like Shaw. He's going to get better now that he's got a competition for his place. He was never really afraid of Bailly or Twanzebe taking his place, because both of those players are capable of fucking things up every now and then. I mean, Lindelof can fuck up as well, but the difference is if he fucks up, then normally it only results in a goal, and the other the front end of the team can put that right. But if Bailly storms into a 2-footed challenge and gives away a penalty, then he also gets himself sent off. But anyway, so I've chosen Varane to play. I think he would have been fit enough to play. I don't see why, if he was playing in the Euros only a few weeks earlier, that he was going to be massively deteriorated in fitness or anything. And he's got to start sooner or later, so why not throw him in with an away game? De Gea is still in goal because I think Henderson is still recovering. And as you can see from my subs bench, I've got Henderson in as the substitute goalkeeper here, but that's just because I couldn't be bothered to change it. You never use the sub goalkeeper in this game. I've got Juan Mata, I've got Lindelof, I've got Lingard, I've got Matic, I've got Van der Beek, and I've got Twanzebe as my substitutes. Rashford, Telles. Wait a minute. No, I was thinking about bringing Dan James into the substitutes, but I need at least one defender in there. I've got two cams, Juan Mata and Lingard. The other one was Fred's not made it to the bench today, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, Cavani is also not fully fit, so that's why he's down here. As you can see, I've set up with a 4-minute game at professional level. Just a quick check to make sure everything's recording. And I think I'm ready to go. Wish me luck. So, here goes. And they're off. Good possession. And he's through already. Oh! Nice little pass and move from Greenwood to Sancho. And we get our first corner. Harry Maguire. Ooh! Who's this? Oh, Greenwood with the shot. Chips one over. Oh, tries to be clever. Oh, good work by Pogba. Martial sulking on the wing. But he crosses all right. Oh, McTominay couldn't feed one in. Oh, Pogba's screaming for help. Well, the ref says nothing. Well, my lineup certainly seems a bit more controlled than Ollie's selection. We're spending a lot more time in the Southampton half at the start of this match than happened in real life. And today's match was really one of those days that felt like the United of the last few years ago rather than the United of recent times. That you just feel like it's going to go worse, not better. McTominay with a shot. And you get the feeling at the end that 1-1 could have been actually worse than it was. Southampton looked good, I thought. They didn't seem to be missing any of their outgoing players. I didn't realise that Armstrong was one of the new signings, but he seemed to fit in perfectly with their lineup. Oh, I've got a penalty, by the way. I don't know how to do the hop, skip, jump thing with Bruno, so I'm just going to have to score the old-fashioned way. Which is what I've done! Bruno! Bruno! Bruno Penaldes. He only scores off penalties, you know. Except for the occasional hat-trick. But this game's already going much more favourably for United than the IRL. I don't want to speak too soon though. I'm getting some awful sliding tackles in. Oh, and that was something I saw in today's game as well. The first time I've ever seen Wan-Bissaka not make a perfect tackle, because he's one of the best tacklers in the world, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others. This is one of the main reasons that I like the idea of Sancho in front, because I don't think that Wan-Bissaka needs to be able to do the Trent Alexander-Arnold kind of overlapping wing-back routine. If you can just lay it forward to somebody who can take it with them. Oh, cleared off the line. Yeah, Martial. You see, in this alternate reality, Martial has just tried to prove that he deserves to be in the team, rather than walking off after 58 minutes of absolute nothing. I started a career mode with this with the current lineup of Varane and Sancho, and one of the first players to request a move was Martial, and I just went, yeah, bye bye. In real life, I've enjoyed Martial's play, but I feel like his time at United is over. His and Fred's. And I have quite a soft spot for Fred, but I was really pleased to see him score the other day. But today just showed that he's just a passenger for the United team. He's a passenger who moves around a lot and tries very hard. But we don't need players who try very hard. We need players who just play well. Like that, for example. But the shot came to nothing. Half time, and let me know in the comments below if this new arrangement of the position of the screen is better or worse, because I kind of feel like I can't see myself while I'm playing, but I feel like I've got my head up the whole time. Does it look strange? Or does it make it look like I'm looking at this thing that's here? Oh no. Oops, I've just put my hand in front. This thing that's here. The thing is, there's a microphone there, so I've got to be careful, because I'm going to cut around that in the editing process. At the end of the first half, we can see 2 goals for United, so already much better than real life. 8 shots to 0. Which I don't think would have happened in a real game. I quite rate Che Adams, and I think he's a player that can create chances out of nowhere. The possession was exactly 50-50. Tackles, they've made more than me. They've made more fouls, but no bookings, no offsides, only 2 corners. So let's move on to part 2. I'm not going to make any substitutions, and a quick reminder of the subs bench. I think at 2-0 I'm not going to need to mix things up too much to Well, we'll wait and see. If they start scoring, then maybe I'll want to get some of the attacking flavours of Juan Mata or Jesse Lingard. But I'm not going to go defensive and put Matic on for Pogba or Fernandes. I'm afraid Van der Beek also misses out on this occasion. With the 4-3-3 that I've been playing with this team, I am using Van der Beek in that more defensive midfielder position, because I think with the extra strength that Varane gives you at the back, you don't need this mythical CDM that everybody keeps thinking is going to just fall out of the sky. Everyone says we need a CDM in the style of what's his name? N'Golo Kante. But there is only one player in that style, and it's him. And Chelsea aren't going to just hand him over. So we don't need to build a defence, a midfield around a single defensive midfielder. We need midfielders that can turn the defence into the attack. When they get the ball from the back line, they need to be able to turn around and get going. And that's what I feel McTominay is offering nowadays as well. Which is why in this lineup he's a CM, not a CDM. So on to the second half then. There's the whistle, and we're off. It sounds like the United away fans are in good voice, which is also something I noticed in the real life, that there was a period where you could really hear the United fans singing. Good defensive duties, and we're on the counter. Come on, get some legs going. He's still a bit sluggish. Oh! And the pass was the wrong one. If anybody watching knows how to select which player you pass the ball to, then I'd love to know, because every time I play the through ball and I think it's going to go to the guy closest to me, the computer decides to override that and take on the stupidest and riskiest passes possible. Maybe it's just a fault with this game. So there's a lot of action around the box, but nothing else to prove for it. I didn't mean prove for it, I meant showed for it. Oh, come on, he got the ball though. You can't believe it. And he wasn't even booked. That's how soft a penalty that was. Go on to here. Oh, it goes straight down the middle for extra insult. A damn Armstrong. Now suddenly things start looking a bit more nervous. Oh, but you can always trust Pogba to pull one out of the bag. What a blinder. I want to watch that one again. Just as a shot from distance, he's like, you know what, I'm fed up of this. Boom! Yeah, a nice dip to it as well. I do like a shot from distance when I'm playing video games. In real life, my kicking style doesn't have the accuracy for it. United back to clumsy defending, but no major worries. Luke Shaw takes a visit, and Bruno wants one. Oh, he got bullied off the ball again. I felt like Southampton's goal was a fair decision from the referee as to whether it was a foul on Bruno, and I was a bit disappointed that Bruno just lay there and waited for a free kick that wasn't going to come. But I don't think he could have done anything to stop the goal though. You know, that's one of the things that I find most frustrating about Harry Maguire, because I think he's such a great defender, but sometimes he gets fouled and he just lies there on the floor looking at the referee like, oh, you're going to do anything about this? And you think, no, you're a defender, you get back up again and keep going until the final whistle. You can complain about the possible fouls during the breaks in play. I've just created a break in play by talking too much about a game that wasn't even happening. So I'm going to concentrate. Still with the one-goal advantage there. I feel like I need to keep pushing to get another goal, because I really can't be sure that they're not going to score a late equaliser. Oh, 89th minute though. And these aren't real earth minutes. There's no pass. What's he going to do? Oh, with the final whistle goes the miss. But a victory. That's 2 points more that I've got than the existing team. And so, in conclusion, I can honestly say we need to get Sancho and Varane out there on the pitch as soon as possible. If Martial's playing, he's got to play on the wing. And Greenwood, well, he didn't score in this version, but he's definitely the finished article when it comes to strikers now. I'm just looking at the highlight reel, but no, I'm going to sign off there. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next week.